I promise I'm not just going to morph into a Mario Kart channel, but the game is literally less than 20 days away, so it's kind of all I can think about right now. I really can't remember the last time I was this excited about an upcoming video game. But what about it exactly has me this excited? Well, I figured I'd take the time and rank the top 5 reasons I'm excited for Mario Kart World with y'all. And you can let me know what things you're excited about Mario Kart World for in the comments below. Engagement, 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 engagement. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. With number 5, it's a brand new Mario Kart game. Now, I understand, on the surface, this sounds obvious. Like, I get it. Of course it's a new Mario Kart game, but, like, hear me out for a second, okay? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out in 2017, which is already a crazy amount of time for a gap in Mario Karts. I didn't start playing it until a few years later because I didn't have a Switch until then, and I did love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I have every gold trophy on every difficulty. I played the hell out of this game, but I've been playing the hell out of this game for like 6 years. And you know what game I've been playing for even longer? Well, what came out before the Switch? The Wii U, which had Mario Kart 8. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, in case you forgot, is a remaster of the Wii U Mario Kart. The same game with just less stuff in it because it was remastered and more stuff was added to it. Because Deluxe is a remaster. And the original Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014. Technically, in a way, if you don't count the remaster, it has been more than a decade since we got a fully new Mario Kart game. Let me put that into perspective for you. The last time we got a brand new Mario Kart game, I was a sophomore in high school. Now I'm married with 2 kids. It's been a long time. This is the first time since I've been out of high school that we've gotten a new Mario Kart game, and I turned 27 this year. Everything in this game is going to feel like the biggest breath of fresh air. Part of me was excited about the Booster Course Pass, because that was like the closest thing we'd get to a new Mario Kart game, because it did double the track list. It gave us 48 new tracks. That felt like a new Mario Kart game. But the problem with it is because of the nature of the Booster Course Pass, 90% of the entries were remakes or like re-releases of older courses, which is awesome. I love seeing that. But the best part about a new Mario Kart game is a bunch of new tracks, which there was like 2 of in the entirety of the booster course. And one of them, Sky High Sundae, was definitely built for Tour first and then just released on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe first. I swear. Whereas now that we have Mario Kart World, not only do we have like what looks to be 10 to 15 new courses, but the remakes of old courses are so different in a really refreshing way. Well, most of them are. Things like Choco Mountain that look entirely different. The combination of all the Mario circuits is a really cool idea, not to mention the 100 plus transitional courses between the courses themselves. There is so much new here, not to mention, in between all of it is literally just a free roam area. There's so much new here, and I'm so excited to have new stuff for Mario Kart. But speaking of one of the new things, we go into number 4, which is Knockout Tour. Now, I understand some of you saw this and thought it didn't look that exciting, but for me, I've always wanted some kind of long-form Mario Kart game, or like some kind of gameplay that's long-form for Mario Kart. And this feels like the perfect game mode for it. Just non-stop racing your heart out, the bottom racers get knocked out and you keep going. You don't stop until you lose or you win, and that's awesome. There's like no real way to do this outside of what they've done in Knockout Tour. Like sure, you could just make like a 10-lap mode where every 3 laps people get knocked out, but if we did it that way, then you would be racing on the same exact racetrack for 10 laps, which would get boring. So I love the idea of doing this as Knockout Tour, so it's one long course. You're not doing the same loop 10 times. That is such a good idea, and I cannot wait to play it, especially if the transition tracks between courses is as compelling as I think they are going to be. If they are fun to race on, this will be my most played game mode, guaranteed. Moving on to number 3, custom versus races. Now, I know on the surface, again, sounds very obvious. Like every Mario Kart game for the past decade, well, there hasn't been a Mario Kart game for the past decade. Every Mario Kart game for the past several entries has had some sort of custom versus track where you can just pick your courses as you go and race them. There's nothing new here. But consider when they talked about how transitional tracks work with this. They said you could turn them on or you could turn them off. And a lot of people rejoice that you can turn them off, so you can just do traditional 3-lap races, which is awesome. But think about the possibilities here. Versus races typically allowed you to go from anywhere from 4 to 48 tracks, however many tracks were in the game. If you can do the same thing with this one, which I wouldn't imagine why there's any reason you can't, you can have custom transitional races that span the continent. Imagine all the different combinations you can do in versus mode with this option. I know within the first week, maybe day one, I will be doing a border race, just racing the entire perimeter of the continent as one long race. This sounds so fun. Something to just keep going. Frankly, I could see myself going in free roam with a couple friends and doing it without the versus mode, so there's no transition. Just a long track with no stopping, and you just do the whole perimeter. That sounds so insanely fun to me. Or like doing a big X across the continent, or like doing a spiral to hit every single track. I love doing 48 track verses, and this takes that and cranks it up to infinity. Like, do you remember that one Achievement Hunter video from years ago where they were playing some weird car game? I think it was like Rust, I don't know, but it was literally just like a 4-hour video of driving from one end of the continent to the other end. I want to do that in Mario Kart. I want to do that where I'm like, all right, we're going to start at the top of the continent, first one to the bottom wins, and just go straight, go off-road, do whatever you want to do. That sounds so fun. Imagine, like, again, this isn't the verses, but imagine doing this in free roam, right? Being like, okay, the 4 corners, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Do them in any order, do a lap on all 4 of them. Who can do it first? Like, there's so many fun things you can do with this. But speaking of breaking those versus rules, we can move on to the next one. Number 2, aimless free roam. When I saw free roam as an option, my first thought immediately was that this is going to hit so different at 2 a.m. with a bunch of friends. Some of my most fond memories is late night gaming with the right people where the game just turns into a background noise. You get deep conversations, being present with each other, connecting, talking about things, catching up, and meanwhile you're just like mindlessly mining in a shaft in Minecraft, right? Or something like that. This game, especially free roam, feels like the perfect game for exactly that. Imagine hanging out in a Discord VC and eventually Mario Kart comes up. And then you keep playing, you're doing free roam, you're doing knockout tour, and eventually it gets late and you just kind of want to vibe and you switch it over to free roam mode. And you and your friends are just driving aimlessly, doing whatever, being like racing to this, or just driving, finding fun things, just driving. And then you're just mellowing out, shooting the shit, and driving. I know I keep saying just driving, but like I don't know how better to explain it than at like 2 a.m. with a bunch of friends, the vibe's mellowed, and you're just driving. But honestly, as good as that sounds, now that I'm a parent, this mode means so much more to me. My oldest is about to turn 4, and he's starting to get to that age where video games kind of make sense now. So as a bit of an experiment, a couple months ago, I gave him a controller, put him on 50cc in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, turned on steer assist, drive assist, like all those helpful stuff, and motion controls, and I just let him go. And he loved it. He got so excited to play Finish Line with Yoshi. And every time we play Mario Kart now, he wants to come up and join us, and it's something I can do with him. And a mode like this, a mode with no limits, no rules, no wrong way to play, is perfect for his developing mind. A safe space to play and learn. And I get to have those memories with him right now, and just drive around with him and see what his mind thinks to do. And I'm so endlessly excited for that. But number 1 is Cataquack is playable, baby. Day 1, we are being a Cataquack main. I'm going to be a Cataquack main. You're going to be a Cataquack main. Look at these eyes. These eyes know nothing but speed, and I want to be in there. I want to be playing as Cataquack. I want to be making people eat my dirt as Cataquack. I love this dumbass.